Bonjour and bienvenue. So it means hello and welcome to this session. I'm happy to introduce myself, like I said a few minutes before. I'm Judith from Montpellier Business School, one of the admissions counselor. I'm also an alumni of the school. I graduated a few years ago. Now it's been like more than almost 10 years that I graduated from the Master in Management of MBS. And I'm now working for the school as an admissions counselor. So I'm here today with some of our professors who will get the chance to introduce themselves in a few minutes. But first of all, well, just a reminder, the session is going to be about mainly how to succeed or get more information about our MSc programs. So we have some of the professors today, if they would like to introduce themselves, and then we will get into the question and the answer with the professors. Feel free also to use the Q&A box if you have any questions for our professors who are here today. I'm going to ask them a few questions regarding their programs and what are they looking for their programs since they are representing them, and also what makes MBS the school that it is today, meaning one of the best schools in France. So ladies first, since we are a country where we are very courtois, I don't know the word in French, in English. Beverly, would you like to go first and introduce yourself and the program that you oversee?
Yes, thank you so much, Judith, for organizing this today. And thank you everyone out there and my colleagues for being with us. We're very happy to tell you more. So my name is Beverly Lerigua, and I'm the head of the MSc of International Business. It's the third year. I teach multicultural management, inclusive leadership, sustainability, and ethics. So I hope you'll have questions for me later. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Beverly. Well, since you're appearing on my screen, would you like to go next?
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Wael Ratby. I'm a professor of finance and the head of the MSc Global Finance in a Sustainable World. I'm a professor. I'm teaching corporate finance, financial modeling, and Power Platform by Microsoft. And my main research areas are corporate finance and governance.
Thank you so much. Donosti? Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm Donosti Palin. I'm a professor of strategy and organizations. I'm the head of the MSc in digital transformation and business consulting, and I teach digital change and global trends in strategy. And I very much look forward to the questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Jawad, would you like to go next?
Yeah, thanks, Judy. As you said, I am Jawad. I'm professor of finance here at MBS since 2016. So I'm also looking after the portfolio of MSc FinTech and Digital Finance. The program is more like we felt a need that the global MSc Finance and the traditional knowledge of finance is not sufficient these days to cope up with the profession. So that's why we offered this new MSc program, MSc FinTech and Digital Finance. Is on at MBS since last 3 years. So pretty much looking forward to the candidates who are ready to join this bandwagon, and looking forward to the questions. Thanks.
Thank you. Alec, hello. Would you like to go next? Please introduce yourself.
Sure.
And yeah.
Thanks, Judith. Good afternoon, everyone. It's very nice to join you this afternoon. My name is Alec Wadsworth. I'm the head of the MSc in Complex Project Management. There's a new MSc within our catalogue that will start in September of this year. I will teach a couple of courses on this MSc, one of which looks particularly at the unique nature of complex projects and how we need to put in place a different mindset, a different way of working when we're faced with complex projects. So you really see that challenge in the DNA of the program as it's been designed. I'd really love to take any questions from you all that you might have.
Thank you so much. And Ramesh? Yes.
Thank you, Judith. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Hi, everyone. I'm Rameshwar Dubey, and I'm the professor in Operations Supply Chain Management, and currently taking care for the Supply Chain Management program and Big Data and Artificial Intelligence. So it's very, important occasion, like where we can have clarity. Like if you have any doubts, it's better that you clear in front of me and in front of every team. So I think I'm here to answer your all queries. And if you have got anything, you can ask me or you can drop me an email to me or Judith, anyone. That will be enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for joining. So today we have most of our professors, like the heads of the program, who are represented today. Some of them are missing since they had to teach, of course, because it's also part of the job. But we will get the chance to introduce the programs as well. So like I said before, please feel free to use the Q&A section. The idea today is to cover, well, we cannot cover everything, of course, because we won't have time, but well, to answer most of the questions that you may have about how it goes at MBS, why France, why Montpellier, where is it? I'm going to answer that, but also what kind of teaching methods we are using at MBS, what makes a candidate successful, how to succeed the interview and the admission procedure, etc. So feel free to ask any questions that you have, and we will leave also the email at the end if you need more information on a case by case as well. So first of all, what you have to know about MBS, for those who don't know yet, is that we are based in France. We are based in the south of France, and I'm going to, well, give you a few reasons to choose France if it's not done already or if you're still hesitating. As you can see here, we have professors from everywhere. I'm not sure we have some French professors with us today. I'm not even sure. Well, yeah, we have Donachi. Okay, sorry. So yes, he's represented, but we also have different nationalities, as you can see. So it's possible to be from abroad and come to live in France and differentiate yourself by studying in France as well. While France is a world-class higher education system that is recognized at an international scale, meaning that when you come from your country, if you go back to your country or you go work somewhere else, your degree will be recognized at an international scale, and it will have a nice reputation. Also, you have to know that France is one of the global economic power. It gives you the stay back option after a master's degree as well, meaning that you can stay up to 1 year after you graduate and up to 2 years if you are from India. This is a specific agreement that we have for Indian students as well. France is in the heart of Europe, so at the crossroads of Europe. And what you have to know is that when you come to study in France, if you come with a visa, you will come with a Schengen visa, meaning that you will get the chance to travel, if you wish, of course, to travel all around the Schengen space and discovering different cultures, because you'll see that Europe is quite an interesting continent with different cultures. Also, France takes care of its students. So what you have to take into account is that when you come to France, you get the same rights as someone from France, such as healthcare. For instance, if you get sick, even if we don't want you to get sick, this can happen. You get the chance to go to a doctor or dentist, or, I mean, someone to take care of you and your health. And this will be free of charge, meaning that you have a tax to pay, but thanks to the healthcare system in France, that is actually really good, you get the chance to have your care reimbursed. Also, when you're a student from abroad, and also from France, of course, you get what we call the CAF, which is a financial assistance to deduct, well, you get a financial housing assistance to deduct some amount of money of your rent. So this is like a discount given by the government because you're a student from France or abroad to deduct from your rent. Also, being in France, you get the chance to, of course, discover the French language. Even if you don't speak French, it's okay. You'll see that this will be quite a challenge sometimes, but you get the chance to have some French courses to learn the French. It's gonna be difficult sometimes because you're not gonna become fluent in 1 year, especially if you are a beginner, but you will be learning a new language. This will be a great occasion to, well, get out of your comfort zone as well. And France is also a very appealing destination for international students. So you'll see in our programs that we have students from different nationalities, from France, of course, but also different nationalities represented on campus, but also in the city of Montpellier. So now I'm going to talk about Montpellier. I think Donachi will talk about it better than I do. Sometimes I know he has the background about Montpellier. What do you like about Montpellier, Donachi, if you can tell us?
So I'm a bit biased. This is a background of Montpellier. Montpellier is a quite large city. It has about 500,000 inhabitants if you include the metropolis. It's a very vibrant city, has three major French universities, one of the oldest universities in Europe from the 13th century, if I believe. It's a very vibrant city, lots of culture, lots of great food, lots of architecture, many things to do. It's very sunny and warm, and it's very lovely. Yes, I highly encourage you to visit Montpellier.
Thank you so much. In addition to what Donosti said, well, what you have to know about Montpellier, which is the name of the city and also the name of the school, as you can see here. Montpellier is one of the best student cities, if not the best, depending on the ranking that you look at. But the ranking from L'Étudiant, which is a French newspaper, well, nationally recognized, it ranked Montpellier first as a student city in terms of quality of life, but also opportunities for students. Maybe like connecting with other students and the possibility to study in Montpellier. Also, Montpellier is ideally located in the south of France, meaning that you will get a nice weather. We have up to 300 days of sun a year, which is quite nice. Also, Montpellier is cheaper than Paris, up to 40%. In terms of budget, you'll see on the PowerPoint below that a room or studio can cost between 400 to 600 a month. Transportation now is free. I forgot to delete that. And also grocery and expenses. I mentioned before the financial housing allowance for students. So from your rent, you can deduct up to 100 to 180 euros, depending on the type of accommodation you have from your rent, which is quite nice when you're budgeting for the entire year. And also Montpellier is a nice city where you have an international atmosphere, very friendly. You have people from everywhere, not just students, but a lot of students, since it's a very young city with, like Donosti said, a lot of universities and schools, such as MBS. So a few points about MBS. MBS is one of the oldest school of management in Europe. It's born in 1897. So we have what we call the triple accreditation, which enables us to be highly ranked at a national scale, but also at an international scale. We are part of what we call the Conférence des Grandes Écoles, the CGE, which is pretty much like the French Ivy League, if I can compare to the US system. And we also have this Triple Crown accreditation, so ACSB, MBA, and EQUIS, which gives us like, it's a bit like the stars in the hospitality sector, but here that will be for the higher education system, meaning that we have top professors that you will meet. Well, you met some of them today and you'll meet when you come. And also we are trying really to improve our methods of teaching all the time, because they are looking at the way we teach, the type of students we recruit, and the different criteria to make sure that we are actually, well, showing academic excellence. Also, what you have to know when you are becoming a student at MBS, you'll be on a human-sized campus of 3,000 students approximately, and 1/3 is coming from abroad. So we have approximately 1,000 of international students. Some would come as exchange students, some would come as direct students, such as you, for instance. We have different facilities, such as student associations, learning center with access to library, but also online platform where you have access to different books and reviews. Also, we have different services like a mobile application for students and a welcome service that is helping you to find an accommodation, but also with visa procedure and your daily life as an international student in France. Also, what you'll see is that we are trying to really help you, well, prepare for the professional world, because this is why you're here as well. It's to learn a lot, but also to learn through, well, the courses, but also through professional experience. We'll see a bit later that in your professional experience, you get the chance to apply what you learn at school. So this is also one of the ways that MBS is preparing you for the professional world. Jawad, would you like to tell us maybe a course that really prepares students for the professional world? What's the way you teach to make sure that the students are well prepared for the professional world that is applicable for our professors, but I picked Jawad today.
Yeah, thanks. And I will start from myself, because I teach a core course, which is quantitative methods in finance. In here, within this course, I teach like machine learning. We use R programming language. If I could tell the prospective students that during this course, we prepare some shiny apps, web applications to do some very good finance stuff, like preparing statements, do some portfolio analysis. That's one part. Like we focus on programming languages like R, and in the second semester we have a course dedicated to Python. So in Python we teach like how big data could be handled, natural language processing, all this stuff, because you know these days sentiments, they drive financial markets. We have a lot of emphasis on incorporating behavioral finance into decision making while managing as a fund manager when we are managing investors' funds. So we have that kind of emphasis. This is part of like finance. If I talk about technology, we have professionals like Alexander and Yasin. He's been working with China big tech companies from last 12 years. So he teach fintech innovation. We teach Web 3.0. We teach a lot of emphasis is on blockchain. So after getting the theoretical and background knowledge with these courses, in second semester, we have a fintech project. And it's particularly designed to execute the knowledge which students acquire in the first semester, and they put that knowledge into practice by offering some new fintech solutions. We have a close collaboration with our partners who offer some details about the existing fintech problems which they suffer, like in real estate, healthcare, and during this fintech project, the team assigns students with different projects, and they work as coaches with them and coach them to come up with the new ideas how to solve these existing fintech solutions. I think that's the whole thing, theoretical and practical aspects of this MSc fintech. And if students have some particular questions about a specific aspect of the courses, yes, we can answer. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jawad. Beverly, would you like to give us some courses and maybe some teaching methods that you use, you or your colleagues in the program, well, to make sure that students are well prepared for the professional world?
Yes, Judith, thank you. And thank you, Jawad, because it's always nice to hear more about the other MSCs as well. So personally, I'll give a few examples. In IB first semester, I teach inclusive leadership, and we visit companies that are inclusive, and they actually give a large part of the lesson themselves, and then we come back from the company and we do different situations that are game-based. I use a game-based approach to teaching, and so there are escape rooms, there are digital games, there are board games, there are simulations, and we work with what we learn from people in companies, all different kinds of companies, including like some of our partners like Dell. Then we come back and we actually practice what they're preaching, and we find out where the tough spots are, and we resolve problems. But also first semester, I have to be honest, the favorite class is not mine. It's Global Marketing Management. It's taught by Sergio Andrade, who's from Brazil. He has his own company in Brazil, but he works all over the world. We have another working professional, Émile Gély, who worked for 37 years in the wine industry, and he retired, but has started he has a startup now and is hiring some of the students from my program to work with him. So he has a course about importing and exporting. We have so many classes for semester. There's an international finance course that is taught by Lily, who's Chinese. It's a big favorite, even though a lot of people are scared, but there's no reason to be scared. We have internationalization of the firm taught by Oksana, who's from Ukraine. We have an excellent course taught by Frank Lash that has been changed into 3 parts. It's an entrepreneurship tract. It was thanks to my colleague Donoshti that I pursued this idea. He had this idea last year, and basically students will have to apply to enter this course because they have an idea for a startup. They will be selected. They will be doing a theoretical part first semester. They will be implementing second semester with Frank, and then they will be going into our incubator to be coached as well. So there's many other things first semester, but I should probably move on to second semester. We have Alec, who's with us today, who has probably the favorite course. It's not my course, which is intercultural management, but Alec teaches international project management. And a lot of the students in IB choose that field. And he's not only amazing at what he does in his course, students trust him. They enjoy the course. They have so much fun, but he's also a very good thesis advisor. So if you join us, please ask for Alex as a thesis advisor. He's excellent. We have someone from LVMH who teaches international supply chain management. We have legal issues so that you have a legal background. We have one course that's very challenging about analyzing data and how to become a business developer. We have Donoshti also has an elective in second semester in IB, and that is global trends and strategies. That's also very, very popular. We also have we have a sustainable entrepreneurship elective in which you actually visit the startup of the man teaching the course. He makes sustainable surfboards. And we have a new project that's coming up that includes visiting and collaborating with 10 startups in Montpellier. So I don't think I should take any more time because I'm very, very talkative, but that gives you a little bit of an idea. There's a lot of working professionals. There are permanent professors also that are researchers. I can't think of a better program. If you're not convinced by now, then you probably never will be, but you're welcome, and thank you so much.
Thanks, Beverly. So thank you to both of you for explaining a bit how the programs that we have at MBS in general, not just a specific MSc, but all the programs that we have help the student to get ready for the professional world. They'll see that they'll get the tools needed, but also get the chance to do an internship at the end of the studies. We'll talk about that right after. As mentioned before, the programs that we have, where we'll have the Bachelor, the MIM, and the Master of Science, which is the program that we are talking about today. So what is an MSc? For those who don't know yet, for those who are attending today, it's a 1 to 2 year specialized program in a specific area that we're going to introduce a little bit after. Entirely taught in English. So you get the chance to study in English while living in the south of France. It will be a 1 year program if you have a 4-year bachelor already, or if you have already 3-year bachelor with 3 years of professional experience. And it will be a 2-year program if you have a 3-year bachelor, or if by checking your resume and looking at your background, we would say that in terms of eligibility, we would highly recommend a 2-year program. This is something that you can discuss either with the admission counselor, but also with the professor when you do the interview. We'll give you some advice to make sure that you succeed the program, because this is also part of why you're here. Also, you get the chance to have some group projects during your program, such as a consulting project, but also entrepreneurial project. Donoshti, would you like to talk about a group project that is taught in your program?
Yes, so in terms of pedagogy, you have individual work and group work. Part of the individual work would be to ensure you master the knowledge, and you have the MSc thesis. In terms of group projects, you have consulting work, for instance, with a project which is Strap Me Up, but you also have Start Me Up, which is innovation management for the MSc in IB. You have many other forms of projects. For our MSc, some of the coursework is project-based, so you have to solve company cases, actual company issues. You also work on complex issues such as how to digitally transform a bank or some of that nature. You have in other MSCs like in luxury management for the sustainable world, you have company projects for luxury companies. The pedagogy is individual but also project-based. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much. So you'll see that during your program, whatever the program you choose, you will always have some group projects and with students from different programs from the MSc, but also inside the program. This will enable you to develop different skills such as adaptability, but also working groups with people with different backgrounds. You'll see also that students will have more experience or less experience than you, but this will be also a great occasion to develop new skills. And as mentioned before by Donosti, we have some projects such as, the master thesis, which is an individual project here, but also Strat Me Up, which is a group project, and other projects that you'll get during the session. So we have different professors with us today. Not all of them could be here, but most of them are here, so I'm really happy about this. We have the finance field that is represented today. Marketing is not represented today, but we'll get the chance to talk about those programs. For those who need more questions, feel free to email us and we'll be happy to schedule an appointment with you to discuss on a case by case. Business and strategy is here today as well, and the management family as well. And we also have a specific program based in Paris that we'll be talking about. So I know that we have a new program for this year, which is called MSc Complex Project Management. Alec, you are the head of this program. Would you like to tell us why this program could make the difference for our students interested, especially for project management?
Sure. So I guess the big question is why complex project management? Why not an MSc in project management? And really that's because I appreciate a kind of weakness in a lot of the MSCs that you will see at other schools. They tend to teach project management the way that the world of projects used to be. What I'm trying to do is prepare students as best I can for the way that projects increasingly will be. And that will be complexity of different types. It might be the increasing number of organizations that are involved in any one project, or the political environment is changing. It might be the pace at which projects are moving faster and faster every year. It might be just the fact that projects are getting bigger in scope and scale. And all of this makes our job harder to do. So the first half of our time on the MSc is really looking at all the things that we do on any project, whether that project is simple or complicated or complex. The second half is really focused on the unique things we have to do when we're faced with a complex project. So unpicking the leadership approaches, the team working approaches, the mindset that we have to apply in order to be effective in that complex project environment. We look at the use of big data and project analytics to give us real-time information so that we can make the right decisions. We look at agile project management, which is kind of taking the world increasingly by storm. I work with companies that have had a business model built on more traditional linear or waterfall project approaches, but are nevertheless embracing elements of agile project management because of the benefits that it can bring to some projects. We look at the innovation process. We also, in the second semester, prepare you for the CAPM certificate, a really valuable thing for your CV that's delivered from a Project Management Institute of France, who are a close partner of the program, but also the school. So really that's why I think our program is a bit different. I'm trying to make sure that in terms of your employability, you are able to demonstrate that you can step into a complex project from day one and make a meaningful change to any project.
Thank you so much, Alec, for introducing this program. You talk about it better than I do, so that's why I wanted you to talk about it, of course, because it's your baby.
Thank you.
So now we
It
also
is.
have our professors for finance. Wael, would you like to tell us about the MSc in Global Finance in a Sustainable World? What kind of, of courses the students are going to have? And do they need a background in finance to join this program?
Thank you, Judith. So for the MSc Global Finance in Sustainable World, so it prepares students for careers in market and corporate finance, and with an openness on the sustainability dimension. So this is the news about the MSc starting from the next year, because it used to be MSc Global Finance. Now it is in a sustainable world. So we are adding the sustainability dimension to it. Okay, and it aims also to form students who understand the dynamics of financial market products and who are thus able to offer customized products and solutions for corporations. So also taking into account the dimension of sustainability. So the main goals of this MSc is to first to understand the dynamics of the financial markets, to fathom the regulatory environment of financial institutions and its impact on their activity, and to identify the strategic features of corporate financial decisions. Also to know how to use financial products appropriately to achieve financial goals. So all the courses are very meticulously selected to allow students to have in the future careers opportunities in big firms as, for example, financial analysts, private equity analysts, finance executives, investor relations, etc. Okay, just to give you one idea, so some of the recent recruiting companies for our students include, for example, AXA Investment Managers, Nexity, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Bank of Ningbo, Huawei Company, Royal Canin, and many other companies. And also some of the main courses that the students will have in this program include, for example, corporate sustainable finance, financial simulation, international finance, big data and business analytics, machine learning, etc. And also the courses taught in this program will prepare the students for some certificates, very interesting certificates, including Microsoft Power Platform, Power by BI by Microsoft, and Bloomberg Market Concepts. And also, of course, it depends on the teachers, but many courses use, for example, are based on group works, like, for example, financial simulations, others on individual works. And regarding the question on the background, okay, there is some background required for students, especially for the second year of MSc. Of course, for students who are applying for a 2 years MSc, during the first year, all the students, the objective of the first year is to make all the students have almost the same background. Okay, even those who are not specialized in finance will learn things that will prepare them for the second year. But the students who are applying only for 1 year MSc, so the second year, we require a certain basics in finance, so some simple stuff, okay, to know what are the financial statements, for example, what are the main financial decisions, things who are basic. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, for explaining and reassuring some of our students who are asking this question sometimes. Ramesh, I would like to go next with we had a question on the chat. I think Donosti answered it, but it was a person asking about, he had a background in supply chain and was wondering what was the role of AI, I think, in the program, something like this.
Okay, thank you very much, Judith, and thank you very much for giving the opportunity. To be very precise, let me talk about two programs one by one. So let me begin with supply chain. Well, this supply chain management program has been designed meticulously, after several rounds of experimentation, because as you know that we started way back in 2018 as a lean operations management. And then we felt that the scope is quite limited. And then it was transformed into business excellence. And now we have boiled down to supply chain to cover overall perspective. During this program design, we paid a lot of attention to the requirements, like how the industry is trying to look for. So we have tried, most of the programs across the globe, we have seen that they are heavily focused on transportation and logistics. And we know that the most of the courses which covers logistics, transportation, warehouse provides a different kind of role. And we needed to keep ourselves a bit different. So our focus is more towards consulting. And that's why in our program, we offer a lot of courses related to modeling. And that's why we have operations in the first semester, and second semester, we have advanced operations management. See that the objective of the covering advanced operations management is to provide you a lot of programming related background, especially like mixed integer linear programming, goal programming, and advanced operations research technique to solve complex problems in a complex setting. So we have a case study approach. So we have our cases are drawn from IV and platform, and we try to bring new cases a year to year. Like for example, we have faced crisis like COVID crisis. So we try to bring such kind of cases so that students can actually solve these problems. Now, for example, ongoing geopolitical crisis. So how to solve this problem in a way that multi-sourcing problems can be solved. So in a way, we try to bring a different perspective. In within MSc supply chain, we have a course in big data and supply chain. The objective of big data and artificial intelligence is to make student aware that how these artificial intelligence or big data, predictive analytics, blockchain helps the managers to make decisions in a complex setting. So in big data and artificial intelligence, we teach students various mathematical algorithms actually, because it's not only about a superficial knowledge about big data. We go deep into the algorithms and try to see that how these algorithms can help. Like for example, we have been solving a complex vehicle routing problems using and collision optimizations and B-swarm optimization techniques. So genetic algorithms have been used in order to solve complex problems. And in that way, we try to stimulate actually in a different situation. So this is one sorts of examples actually. So that's artificial intelligence, big data. And for example, we have made some kind of, changes in the curriculum. I was following with my professor, like supply chain finance has been introduced from this year to provide a lot of background, because I have seen that during the case analysis, most of students fail to dissect into the company business financial report. So we felt that the knowledge of financial management will help the student to make a better decision, because for the recent time you've seen that operations management background students are now becoming a lot of CEOs of the companies. So why? From that perspective, we have to think. Coming to big data and artificial intelligence, it is not from supply chain perspective, but in this program, we try to cover all business aspects. The focus is more on into coding, and so it's not only hard skills that we focus, but we also focus on the business and the management skills, which are most essential, because we have to understand that this curriculum is being offered within a business school setup. So we have to understand that how these big data and artificial intelligence skills will empower you to make decision in a highly uncertain environment. So the objective is to learn to use and to make a right choice actually. So let us understand the objective of this course is to make the managers empowered in the industry 4.0 era and in the next fifth industrial revolution in a complex setting. That's the objective of the entire program. So as you say that pedagogy is as common to my other colleagues, case studies, simulations are the most important pedagogy. Of course, problem solving is most important. So that is the reason why in supply chain and big data, our preference is students coming from engineering background, mathematics background, statistics background, even somebody's coming from the commerce or business management background, but we expect people to have a high degree of mathematical maturity, because that is a point where we don't compromise at any point. Because we have to understand people need to be analytical in their approach, because this is what the demand of these two programs. And I'm really very glad to say that I'm being supported by Professor Jawad and many other colleagues who brings a lot of diversity in the programs. And hopefully, most of the students are actually well placed in good company. And the good thing is that most of our students actually, they are pursuing their doctorate in a very reputable universities. At least I know that two of them are pursuing in the Ivy League of the US, actually, their PhD. So you can see that how our students are making marks in their field, actually. So thank you very much. I think if you have any further queries, I'm always open and available at any point of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My question was about the type of profile that you're looking for, but you already answered that, so that's perfect. So I will ask, I think I asked everyone, so who will be up for the question? Some tips to succeed the interview. Usually we have, we have an admission procedure where we ask for application documents, so the resume, the cover letter in English, the transcripts that we look at as well, and the higher degree, meaning a bachelor degree of 3 or 4 years, depending on your background. Also, proof that you've worked, if you've worked, but if you have never worked, it's okay. You can also join this program. But if one of you would like to give some tips to succeed an interview of admission with, whoever
Judith,
is here.
I think, myself and Alec actually both have been experiencing, and we have been sharing the interviews, conversation both with each other. And most of the time, Alec has pointed out, his points are very valid, especially like, supply chain, big data, not about big data, but in supply chain and project management. We expect people to have some sorts of industry exposure. Because what happened when we are doing a case analysis, actually, I struggle to convince newcomers who haven't seen the manufacturer, haven't been in the industry. So it becomes challenging, actually. So yes, many times people say that, okay, I've got a 4 years degree, so I can directly move to the second year master's. But frankly speaking, it's very hard to cope up. Of course, technically speaking, we can't prevent them from entering into the second year. But what I suggest people to have some rich experience, or at least 2 to 3 years experience, and that makes our task simpler. Otherwise, we prefer them to come into the 2 years master's program so that it is easier for us to shape. But of course, we can't stop if somebody has got a 4 years degree. But this is what expectation. I think Alec need to add, because he has been sharing his challenges. And I agree sometimes, but technically, have to say that technically we can't stop someone. But this is something which is very important, that this message to be clear, that if they have experience, then they can do well in such programs like supply chain, or especially supply chain and project management, critical.
Thank you so much. I just have one question for Donosti that I forgot, sorry. If you can tell us about your program, which is the MSc in Digital Transformation, and how, any tips to get accepted in this program?
Yes, thank you for asking. I could talk about these programs for hours. I'll just say a few words. So it has 2 legs, digital transformation and business consulting. Digital transformation is about how to leverage digital capabilities to improve operational efficiency, increase customer knowledge, think in terms of customer experience, for instance, and how to link strategy, structure, and culture via technology and technological capabilities. So we have specialized courses, big data and AI, digital change, which is really a core course where we really learn how to apply the concepts to case studies, and we meet with companies and we have strong discussions with guest speakers on the digital transformation of companies. Then there is the consulting part. So we train for strategy and management consulting. This is a rather strategy intensive program. We talk about how to analyze organizations, to offer prognosis or diagnosis for organizations, recommendation for implementations and follow-up. And we work with companies on actual case studies and how to solve complex problems. Then the pedagogy is a bit different because it's focused a lot on learning how to learn, because technologies evolve so quickly that the ability to learn how to learn, to be independent critical thinkers, to be a complex problem solver is so important these days. There's an ethical component to it to understand the ethics of what we do, from first order effect to second order effect in social systems with a vast majority of stakeholders, and how do we adjust to trade-offs. And then there is the management side of it, where we learn how to manage teams. We have a new course that we are very excited about, which is Agile Project Management, and how to create a learning culture within projects and to adjust to changes in the technology, changes in customer requests, changes in the environment. And how to get accepted. How to get accepted for all the programs, I think, is to be curious, to be open-minded, because you're going to move to another country, you're going to learn many things, you're going to work with students and professors from all over the world. It's a very global school. To know the school for what it is, it's a school that is known for a lot of research. We have strong researchers who publish a lot, go to conferences a lot, so you'll be involved in a lot of current conversations about the latest frontiers of knowledge. And also to know that we are very focused on sustainability, that is to really understand the why we're doing things and what are the effects of what we do onto a majority of stakeholders, including the silent and most important stakeholder, which is the environment. Thank you.
Many thanks, Donashti. So I think we had Alec who wanted to add something about maximizing the chances for a successful interview.
Yes, to build on Donashti's point, the reason that I'm always looking for the fact that students really know the program, the school, and the city, and it's always a red flag for me when it's clear they don't know where Montpellier is, they can't name a course in the program, isn't about ego. It's not about us sort of feeling wanted. It's actually that we are satisfied that you know exactly what you're signing up for, that you are convinced that this program, our school, our city is the right fit for you. So make sure before you have that interview, you've tried to discover all you possibly can about our school and its values, about the city and all its great points, which Donashti pointed to, and also that you really understand the program and how it's different from the other programs you might be interested in. And that will send a clear message to us that you have decided that this is the best fit for you. And we want the best students, but we also want you to make the best choice for you, whether that's MBS or not.
Thank you so much. I think we had then Wael, then Ramesh and Beverly, and then we will close the session. I feel like a professor now. So, Wael, I think you had something to add.
So about how to succeed the interview, look, always the first questions is talking about myself for the students in the interviews is as Alex said, what do you know about the school, the program, and the city of Montpellier? So these are the main classical questions that students has always, or candidates has always to have some ideas about. So it's not normal that you are applying for a school in a city that you don't know where it is city. For example, it is the north or south of France, or is it a student-friendly city or not, etc. Okay, so this is the one of the main point, because this is always related to the first questions that we ask in the interviews. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ramesh, would you like to add?
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, there's a question like from one candidate, like, asking about the humanities background, and
Okay.
I told them mathematical. I just want to clarify that please do not misunderstand that when I say that mathematical background, that gives us advantage, but sometimes students without mathematical background, and just because it's a fashionable term nowadays, like artificial intelligence, big data, they often like to come to the program. I'm not like discouraging, because we already have got a parallel program, like the digital transformation program. So if somebody love to be creative, and they can go, because in all of programs, you see that digital plays a very important role. So in every courses, you'll find that in every program you see that there are a lot of flavors of artificial intelligence, big data analytics. Okay, they all cover. Our program, actually MSc Big Data and Artificial Intelligence Supply Chain, is actually a parallel to the masters in engineering of big data, as well as in supply chain. So the objective in this program is to, have more hard skills actually, because we expect people to go into deeper dive. So I'm not discouraging humanities students or from any other students. As long as they have a maturity in the mathematical sciences, they are most welcome. But it's not like that I'm discouraging on the basis of program. This is probably I think I don't judge anyone. Some people have engineering degree, but they don't have a mathematical maturity. So I don't like to, welcome them, because it's not like that. So please do not go by my, words. But yeah, if you enjoy mathematics, your passion for mathematics, you're definitely welcome in these two programs. If you do not love mathematics, there are other choices are there.
Thank you so much. And also, students, if you have any questions, feel free to email us. I will take the question from Beverly or the tip. Feel free to email us your resume. We'll be happy as admission counselor to check your resume to make sure that this program is right for you, to discuss with you as well, because you're not just a resume, but a human being. And if you have any doubts, you know that our professors are here today as well, not just for the webinar, but also on a daily basis on their work days. Beverly, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, thank you. I would really like to emphasize the fact that a lot of students expect certain questions in the interview, and they prepare the answers, and they try, no matter what the discussion is that I initiate, to plug in those pre-prepared answers. And this is something that will not work for international business, because a lot of the same people are going to use artificial intelligence to write their statement of purpose. And the first thing I do is start asking things about that statement of purpose. And when I see that students have no idea how to answer the questions about the letter they were supposed to write, then I'm frustrated, because if you would just be yourself and be spontaneous and honest, you don't need to be nervous. There are no trick questions at Montpellier Business School. It's important for you to be able to relax, and especially in IB, I need to know who you are, what your values are, where you want to go. But I also need to know that you're interested in some kind of an internationalization strategy, because in international business, we don't prepare to do just one thing, but many things. So we're looking for a long-term strategic strategy for managing business around the world. So don't be afraid to be yourself. Please don't use AI for your letter. We realize as professors right away, we're very used to students trying to do that with their work. And for us, it's really obvious really quickly. So yeah, come to the interview. Also, have your piece of identification ready, because so many times we lose 5 minutes because students are running around their apartment trying to find their ID, and we have to check your ID before we can officially start the interview. So please be organized. If you're not organized for the interview, then we wonder if you'll be organized for classes. So excited, thank you. And for me personally, don't hesitate. I can do an individual Teams meeting anytime that you would like, as long as I'm not in class. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for professors and all the prospective applicants, or applicants who got admission already, because some of them already got admitted. So thank you so much for attending and for the valuable inputs. We hope the students got their question and the answers to their question. And if they haven't, well, feel free to email us. And if you wish to connect with one of our professors here, or some of them who were not here today but are usually available, feel free as well to ask, and we'll be happy to do that as well, so that you can make sure that there are no surprises when you, well, not bad surprise, but only good surprises when you arrive. So thank you so much, professors, for your time. Really appreciate it, and take care. Merci.
Thank
you,
you
Judith.
for this
Bye-bye.
great organization. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.